Welcome to Innovations and Breakthroughs with your host, Rich Goldstein, talking about the evolutionary, the revolutionary, the inspiration and the perspiration, and those aha moments that change everything. And now, here's your host, Rich Goldstein.
Rich Goldstein here at Innovations and Breakthroughs podcast, where I feature top leaders and the path they took to create change. Past guests include Kevin King, Brandon Young, and Steve Simonson. This episode is brought to you by my company, Goldstein Patent Law, where we help you to protect your ideas and products. So if you have an idea, a product, a software, or a design you want protected, go to goldsteinpatentlaw.com, where there are amazing free resources for learning about the patent process. And you could also check out the book I wrote for the American Bar Association that explains in plain English how patents work. It's called the ABA Consumer Guide to Obtaining a Patent. And if you want to find out if it's a match for us to help you with a project, you could email my team at welcome@goldsteinpc.com. I have with me here today Izabella Ritz. Izabella built and grew several companies in Russia and sold them before she came to this country. And currently, she helps Amazon sellers to validate their ideas, to figure out if the thing that they're looking to sell is the right thing to sell. And I'm really, really pleased to have with me here today my good friend Izabella Ritz. Welcome, Izabella.
Thank you for having me here. And I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'm here with my eyes, but it's so bright, so I'm so sorry. I have to put it back.
You can wear the sunglasses.
Yeah, I'm wearing my sunglasses.
Yeah, we're in Tampa, Florida at an event, and we just decided to do this impromptu interview, this impromptu episode. So by all means, sunglasses are perfectly fine. So let's just talk a little bit about your background, like kind of how you got started with entrepreneurship.
I was born in Russia. No, that's not true. I was born in the Soviet Union, which is, it was absolutely different country. So I didn't know that opportunities exist. I didn't know what is traveling overseas, like how you can eat different food, because we been feeding ourselves based on the stamps. So we had a line of people who've been going to the store, and you had to wait like 2-3 hours to get the same food as everybody else, till something happened in 1992 and country changed and it became Russian Federation. And at this point in the country, it was a mess. And for 2 years of my life, we had everything in my family, just 2 years, and then we become poor again. So my family didn't have anything, and me as a child, who I think I was born as a leader, I just didn't know about it. I always wanted stuff. And when I went to the first grade, I'm like, damn, kids have pencils, colorful pencils, they have pencil cases, they have cute backpacks, and girls are wearing dresses, and I don't have anything. And I was always kind of jealous. I wanted to have stuff. So by the age of 12, I was fluent in French. I'm not fluent anymore. I cannot speak French at all. But I decided that it's such a great opportunity, so I can help elementary school kids to raise their grades and to be better at French. And I went to my elementary teacher and asked her, can I announce it? May I ask the permission if I can actually teach the kids? And she said, yeah, of course, do it. Nobody did it before you. And parents reached out to me and they said, okay, yeah, we want you to teach our kids. We want you to help them to increase their grades. Like, perfect. So, and this is how I start making about $50 to $54 a week, having 3 students, 3 hours each per week. So that was my first entrepreneurship.
Wow. So, and that's quite a bit of money for a teenager.
Yeah, teenager, back to Russia, back to this time. Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot.
Got it. And so then what did you do next? What was the next entrepreneurial thing?
The next was also kind of teaching, and I was teaching people speed reading. And because I was transitioning from the high school to the university, and I was overwhelmed with a lot of information, I had to learn how to read pretty fast. So I went to the courses. I learned how to do that. I think I was almost profi to have the speed reading skills. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to teach people how to do the speed reading. And then I was teaching for like 3-4 years in a parallel of the businesses of the jobs I was taking when I was working on my school and my university. And then at 17 years old, I decided to open my company. And I opened the company at the 17. I didn't have LLC, guys. In Russia, it's the same as here. Like, you cannot open any company, but you could have a business. You could run something. So I opened the business in 17. It was the business training center. And then I sold this business training center 1.5 years after. I was almost 19 years old, and that was my first million Russian rubles, $35,000.
Wow. So I see a trend here. I mean,
Yeah.
It's about training and teaching, and that was like kind of like the first few rounds of entrepreneurship for you was
Yeah.
like finding an opportunity to teach people something that they would pay for.
Yep.
And so then what came after that?
And after that, first of all, I realized that money exists. Like, you can actually have a chunk of money, you can earn money, and it's not that hard how I was raised. Like, you have to suffer 9 to 5, you have to sweat a lot, and then at the end of the day, you'll be poor. I realized that like wealth exists and it's not that hard. I created another company. It was web studio. Internet just came to Russia. We didn't know anything about the web design, about the websites. It just started, and I was learning what it is. So we've been doing web designs for people. When I remember what we did, it's a shame right now, but
Yeah.
20.
Well, when we look back at all of our websites from back then, it's kind of funny, right?
Yeah, it is funny. So, but we did it, and then I sold this company to you, super successful. Then I created infographic studio because it's also started. Then I created interior design studio, and this studio was with me like for 14 years. However, I sold this type of business 3 times. In Russia, we didn't have NDAs or like non-compete agreements or something like that. You've been selling, you can start it again. But it was never my intention to start this business again, because every single time I was so tired from this business. I'm like, no, I don't want to do interior design again. I don't want to build these buildings because like you have so many inspections, you have so many stuff you have to figure it out. You have to match a lot of requirements. Like, it's a lot. And every single time I was coming back. And I was coming back because it's a good chunk of money and because it's a lot of opportunities and demand was there. And it's kind of interesting because I started traveling overseas to like look at the designs, to the trade shows, to see what's existed beside Russia. So it was interesting experience for 14 years. And in between, when I was selling those companies, I was creating something else. So it was always like I was on a roller coaster of this business, selling, creating, and
yeah, no, that's fascinating. So let's fast forward then to coming to this country and then like the first entrepreneurial experiences you had here.
Yeah, I think I was, it's no courage without fear.
Mm-hmm.
I came here, I had 100K and I lost them immediately. I was stupid, it was my mistake. I trust people that I shouldn't trust. I didn't sign the contract. I just like trusted people. I gave them 100K and I lost it. So, and I had 5K and I had 3 children and I had to figure it out. So, and I figured out that Amazon is here. People are doing Amazon. Amazon is a great business. Let's try Amazon. I thought I'm doing private label. I did wholesale. I found the products, silicone wine glasses. I launched them on Amazon. I was lucky because it was the Q4. I was lucky because I had some experience with e-commerce back to Russia. I knew how internet works and I knew something about SEO, how like indexing is working. And when I launched the product, it's kicked off and I got a return of pure profit 14K in a month. And I was like, oh, damn, it's working. So this is how I started my journey with Amazon.
Awesome. And then eventually you sold those brands.
That was not the brand, but yes, we sold this account that was, and the brand was under this account in 2021. Yeah.
Got it. And now you help people with validating ideas, like people that have a hunch, like this is something that they want to sell, but they could be right and it could be very successful, and they could be wrong, and they could just have a whole pile of inventory just sitting there, paying fees on.
Correct.
So how do you help people to validate their ideas?
So a little bit of background. why we can do it right? Because we learn from our mistakes. When we're calculating how much we lost on Amazon, we lost about $2 million. On average, I think for like every successful seller, it's the average amount they're losing when they're launching some products. So the main mistake people are doing when they're selling on Amazon, they're launching the product based on the high demand, low competition, and then they are not asking the audience, the final consumer, will they actually buy the product? So when we're creating the product and we're finding the idea, we are validating with the numbers, and the numbers are based on the software, of course. And we're checking what is going on Amazon, off Amazon. We're looking at the numbers such as like purchase rate. I'm not going to dig deeper right now. And then when we find in the holes why, or the gaps, why we have a demand, why we don't have the purchase rate, why the competitors are not satisfying the market, then we're starting researching what consumer is missing, what they're looking for. Then we're creating the list of the necessities, of the necessary stuff. And we're building the product. We're developing the product, and we're working tight with the supplier because we have to make sure everything we develop, people will be able to produce, and they will be in the market range so they will be able to have some profit from this product when they're going to sell it on the market. And then we're validating this idea with the consumer. After we develop it, we're asking audience, do you guys want to buy it? Do you think it's a good product? Do you think it's a good fit? We're testing this idea against the competitors, and if our product is winning and we have at least 80-20 on our side, so like, yes, our product is good enough, then we can say to our customers or to ourselves, like, yes, you can go with this product because X, Y, Z. So this product, with this product, you're reducing the risk during your launching process. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of what role do software tools play in this process of validating?
Great question. So we all are doing business because we love money, we want money, so we have to do the numbers first. Because, for example, we're using 5 different softwares, is Smart Scout, Helium 10, Data Dive that is sitting on top of the Helium 10. We're using Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer, and Seller Tools that is on top of Chrome extension, helping us to read the data from Amazon Product Opportunity as well. And what numbers we're looking for, as I mentioned, purchase rate. Because when you're looking for the keyword, for example, mom mug, and my mom mug might be the very broad keyword, and the purchase rate might be, I don't know, 0.57%. And if this keyword is given such a low purchase rate, means when people are searching the product based on this specific keyword, they're missing something. Based on the software, we're narrowing these keywords to something like maybe mug, ceramic mug for mom, or mug for the boss mom, or something else. And
so like the longer tail.
Sometimes longer tail, like I was showing at the BDSS, the great example, passport holder. And then we found the keyword, don't launch this product, please, passport holder with a vaccine card. And the purchase rate was like stupid low because this product was not exist on the market. It's been like 2 or 3 sellers back to July. So, and like means this niche is there, the demand is huge.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, and then we're looking to the Data Dive, and Data Dive showed us so many opportunities, like all the competitors being in the greens, which means all the spots are available for the new sellers who can rank based on these keywords on the page 1.
Yeah, well, that's fascinating. I mean, I won't launch the product. I can't promise that they won't.
Yeah. Well, to go to the products when it's like shark pit,
right.
So you should do it.
But yeah, so it sounds like you use all the tools. Like you basically
the main ones.
Yeah, and like you use a bunch of different sources to help figure out kind of like not just yes, no, but kind of more strategically, like what is the direction that we follow.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So is there anything else you think that people ought to know about like validating their products?
Yes. So when you're validating the product, don't be excited when you got the perfect score, for example, from Peak4, PeopleFish, or any other software. because sometimes you're asking your question wrong, sometimes you're using your product against the wrong competitor, because we love our ego and we want to be the winners. And sometimes we're closing our eyes to make sure like we're winning. We will not look at the strongest competitors, and people are using weak competitors, or they're using competitors based on the different, not in a really relevant keyword. So make sure the product you're testing against is relevant. They have similar features. If you're winning, you have to win because you have the relevant competitor. And after you will do all the tests, run the poll. Also, you can do it with a PickFu, asking people what they actually think about the product you develop. Because after you develop the product, you will have a feedback from the audience where they will tell you, okay, we hate this product because X, Y, and Z. We like this product because X, Y, Z. And if your rating will be below 4.2, you have to probably revise it and make sure that you tested it against the right audience, because sometimes people are doing just general audience and they're not testing based on like prime buyers or, for example, pet owners or new home buyers or something. So you have to build your avatar of your consumer avatar to make sure you're testing against the right one.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to reiterate that tool, that's PickFu, which is a tool that lets people test their assumptions with an audience. So
Correct.
like if you want to test, for example, like 2 different possible colors for a product, then you could use a tool like PickFu to set up a test, and then have an audience of people give you feedback about what their preference is.
Correct.
And like it helps you to test those assumptions.
Yeah, you can test colors, you can test the shapes, you can taste ideas, you can test
copy, sales copy, and headlines.
They also created the new feature when you can do the mock-up of your competitor and yours with the same amount or different amount of reviews, different stars, and like different pictures. You can test so much there.
Yeah.
Like as long as you have money to invest into all these tests, you can find you can dig deeper into all this marketing. Just don't play too much, because you can overplay yourself.
Yeah, that's good. They're great guys and a great company too.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. If people want to learn more, and by the way, so we're melting out here.
Yeah, we're melting.
In the Tampa heat,
yeah.
It's humid, so we're melting quite a bit. But I'm glad we really were able to condense quite a bit into this interview. And first of all, if people want to learn more about you or get in touch with you, how do they go about doing so?
So you can find me personally on LinkedIn, Izabella Ritz, with the Z and double L, RITZ, like Ritz Cracker or Ritz Carlton, whatever you want. Spelling the same, or you can go on my website, Ritz Arm, RITZARM, like arm, your hand, .com, and fill out the form. My managers will reach out to you within 24 hours, sometimes it's much faster, and we'll be happy to help.
Awesome. Well, again, I really appreciate you taking the time and being out here in the heat with me for this, for this interview. And again, thanks for being here.
Yeah, well, it's my honor and pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Innovations and Breakthroughs with your host, Rich Goldstein. Be sure to click subscribe, check us out on the web at innovationsandbreakthroughs.com, and we'll see you next time.